Hello everyone, I Kundan Chandrakar welcome you all to the SWAYAM online course lecture on duty and risk for scaffolding. Now coming today's lecture, in this video we are going to learn about risk and scaffolding work, role and responsibility for scaffolding, and hazards and control measures. Here are the content parts. The first content is that scaffolding duty and risk, scaffold role and responsibility, risk of scaffolding work, and scaffold hazards and control measures. When working with scaffolding, there are a specific duty and risk that individually must be aware of. This ensure of a safe working environment. Here are the some key of responsibility and potential risk associated with scaffolding work. Scaffolding duty. The first is a competency duty. Worker involved in scaffolding must be competent and adequately trained in scaffold assembly, use and dismantling. The second is a reasoning. Incompetent individually can contribute to unsafe condition and accidents. The next point is a training duty. Employer are responsible for providing competency training to worker involved in scaffolding activity. Reasons: proper training ensure that worker understand safety procedure, hazard recognition and proper use of equipment. The next point is the inspection duty. Regularly inspected scaffolding before each use and after any alternation. The reason behind of this inspection help of identifying potential issue that could compromise the stability and safety of the scaffolds. The next important point is that following guidelines. What is the duty? Addressed to the manufacturer guideline and industry standards for assembly, use and dismantling of scaffolding. The reason behind of this: following proper guidelines ensure that the structure integrity of scaffold and minimize the risk of accidents. Next point is a fall protection. What is duty? Use of appropriate fall protection measures including guardrail, mid-rail and toy board and personal fall arrested system. The reason: fall from height are specific risk and fall protection measures are critical to preventing accidents. The next point is a communication duty. Establish clear communication channel among worker on the scaffold. Reason behind of this: effective communication help coordinate activity and reduce the risk of accident due to miscommunication. Platform stability duty. Ensure that scaffold platform are fully planked and decked with no gaps. Reason: stable platform prevent slip and fall and ensure that the safety of worker and materials. Next point is a scaffolding risk. The first risk is a fall risk. Working at height poses a significant risk of fall, leading to severe injury or fatalities. Second is a structural failure risk. Incorrect assemble, overloading and using damaged components can be lead to structural failure of scaffolds. Third is a collapse risk. Poorly erected scaffolding may be collapse, causes injury to worker and damage to property. Third is a falling object risk. Tool, material and debris may be fall. The scaffold poses a danger to worker and those below. The next is the electrical hazards risk. Scaffolding near power line and other electrical sources can pose electrocution risk. Next point is a weather condition risk. Addressing weather condition such as high wind, rain and snow and other components and compromises to stability of scaffolding damages. The last one is a inadequate access risk. Inadequate access and irrigation point can lead to unsafe climbing practices and increase the risk of falls. Lack of training. The risk is a adequately trained worker may not be aware of safety precautions, safety procedure, leading to hazardous situation. The next point is a miscommunication. The risk is involved of this particular point, that is poor communication among worker on the scaffolds can be result in accident or unused practices. The next point is the improper use of equipment. The risk is the incorrect use of improvising of scaffolding components may be compromise safety and lead to accidents. It is crucial for all the parties involving in scaffolding work, including employer, supervisor and worker, to understand their responsibility and their associated risk. Regular training addressing to safety guidance and constant vigilance can help mitigate this risk and create a safer work environments. Let us discuss the scaffolding role and responsibility part. Various individuals play a specific role and carry distinct responsibility when it comes to scaffolding work. This role help ensure the safe and efficient use of scaffolding on construction sites. Here are the key scaffolding role and help associated responsibilities. The first one is a scaffolder designer. Responsibility develop scaffold design and drawing the address to safety regulation and standards. Consider factors such as load capacity, stability and structural integrity. Ensure that the scaffold design meet the specific requirement of the project. Next is a scaffold supervisor. Responsibility is that the scaffold erection, use and dismantling process. Ensure that the scaffold assembly following the approval design and meet safety standards. Monitor and work environmental for potential hazards and address the properly. The next point is a scaffolding erector. Responsibility is that assemble scaffold according to the scaffold design and approval procedure. Inspect scaffold components for damage or defects before assembly. Erect the scaffold in a manner that ensure stability and safety. The next point is a scaffold inspectors. Responsibility: conduct regular inspection of scaffolding before each use. Identify and address any issues such as damage, missing component and unsafe conditions. Ensure that the scaffold remain in compliance with safety standards. The next important point is that scaffold user or worker. Responsibility is that use of scaffold following establishment safety procedure and guidance. Where appropriate, personal protective equipment (PPE) such as helmet, harness and non-slippery footwears. Report any concern or observe safety hazards to supervisor. Next point is a site manager and construction manager. Responsibility: oversee the overall safety program on the construction site. Ensure that scaffolding work and integrity into the site safety plan. Verify that all personnel involved in scaffolding work are appropriately trained and competent. Next point is a health and safety officer. Responsibility: monitor and enforce safety regulation on the construction site. Conduct regular safety audit and inspection, including those related to scaffolding. Investigate the report accident and near misses related to scaffolding. Next point is a training coordinator. Responsibility is to develop and implement scaffolding safety training program. Ensure that all personnel involved in safety in scaffolding work receive proper training. Keep record of training session and certification. The next point is a project engineer. Responsibility: integrate scaffold requirement into a overall project plan. Work with the scaffold designer to ensure that the design align with the project needed. Provide technical guidance related to scaffold uses. Next important point is that emergency response team. Responsibility is that be trained to response to emergency on a construction site. Familiarize themselves with the location of first and first aid kits, emergency exit and evacuation procedures. Assist the event of scaffolding related accident or emergencies. Communication coordinator. Responsibility Establishment the maintain clear communication channel among all the individually involved in scaffolding work. Ensure that the worker is communication effectively using signals, radio and other devices. The last point is the environmental health and safety EHS officer. Responsibility monitor environmental aspect related of scaffolding work such as potential contamination and hazardous material. Ensure compliances with environmental regulation. Effect communication and collaboration among this role and essential for all the safe and successful excavation of scaffolding work on construction site. Each individually addressed to their specific responsibility contribute to our overall safety and efficiency of the project. Let us discuss the another main important point, that is risk of scaffolding work. Scaffolding work involve various risks and it's crucial for individually involved in this type of work to be aware of this potential hazards. Understanding the risk help in implementing proper safety measures to prevent accident and ensure a secure working environment. Here are the some common risks associated with scaffolding work, that is fall. Risk is that fall from height are significant hazards in scaffolding work. Worker can be injured or killed if they fall from elevated platform. Second is the structure failure. Risk is that improve assembly, use of damaged components and overloading can lead to structure failure of scaffolding resulting in collapse. Next point is a falling object. Risk tool, equipment and material can fall from scaffolding poses a danger to worker below. Electrical hazard. Risk scaffolding near power line and electrical source can be pose electrocution risk, especially if the structure is made a conductive material. Next point is a weather condition. Risk aggressive weather conditions such as high winds and rain and snow can compromise the stability of scaffolding and create slippery surfaces. Next point is a inadequate access. Risk inadequate access and egress point can lead to unsafe climbing practices, increase the risk of falls. Next point is a lack of training. Risk is a inadequate trained worker may not be aware for safety procedure leading to hazardous situation during scaffold assembly or use. Miscommunication. Risk is a poor communication among worker on the scaffold can result in accident or unsafe practices. Improve use of equipments. Risk is that incorrect use of scaffolding components may be compromise safety and lead to accidents. Overloading risk. Accidents exceeding the weight capacity of scaffolding can lead and instabilities and collapses. The last point is the uneven surface. Risk is that setting up scaffolding on uneven or unstable ground can result in a unstable structure. Lack of guardrail. The risk absence and improvement installation of guardrail, increasing the risk of fall from scaffolding platform. Next point is a biological hazards. Scaffolding is certain environmental may effective for biological hazards such as mold, bird dropping, which can poses a health risk. Ergonomics issues. The work on scaffolding can lead to ergonomic issues such as due to awkward postures and repetitive movements. The next point is a insufficient maintenance. The risk is a list of regular inspection and maintenance can lead to the degradation of scaffolding component, reducing their strength and stabilities. The next point is a adequate fall protection. Risk failure to use improper using fall protection measures can us guardrail on personal fall arrested system, increase the risk of fall. Unstable foundation. Risk is the placing scaffolding on unstable or inadequate supported foundation can lead to tilt or collapse of this particular scaffolding structure. Insufficient lighting. Working on scaffolding in low lighting condition may be increase the risk of accident due to reduced visibility. Understanding this risk allow for all the development and implementation of effective safety measures, including proper training, use of personal protective equipment, regular inspection, and addressing to safety guidelines and regulation. It's essential to prioritize safety in scaffolding work to protect the well-being of workers and prevent accidents. Let us discuss the next important point is that scaffold hazards and control measure. To ensure the safety of worker and prevent accident in scaffolding work, it's crucial to identify potential hazards and implement control measure. Here are the common scaffolding hazards and corresponding control measures. The first one is a scaffolding hazards. Fall hazards, worker falling from elevated platform. Control measures, use of guardrail, midrail, and the other board of all open sides of bin scaffolds. Implement personal fall arrestor system for working at height situations. Provide properly secured access points and aggression. Second is a structure failure. Hazards, collapse or failure of scaffolding structure. What is control measure? Follow manufacturer guidelines and industry standard during scaffolding assembly. Regular inspection scaffolding before each use for damage, missing component, and sign of structural issues. Next point is a falling object. Hazards, tool, material, debris falling from falling the scaffold. Control measure is that use of leyland and net to secure tool and materials. Implement barricades and warning signs to prevent unauthorized access for the scaffolding work area. Next point is electrical hazards. Hazards, scaffolding near power lines or other electrical sources. Control measure, maintain the safe distance from power line and per regulatory requirements. Use of conductive scaffolding material. Next point is miscommunication. Hazards, poor miscommunication leading to accident or unsafe practices. Control measure, establish clear communication channel among worker and the use of scaffolding activity. Use signals, radio and other communication delivered to coordinate actively and safely. Next point is unstable foundation. Hazard, scaffolding placed on an unstable or inadequate supported foundation. Control measure, control A through assessment of foundation stability before the scaffolding setup. Use proper supported system such as adjusted base plates. Next point is improper use of equipment. Hazards, incorrect use of scaffolding components. Control measure, follow manufacturer guidelines and proper use of scaffolding components. Next is a prohibited makeshift notification to the scaffolding. Next point is overloading. Hazards, exceeding the weight capacity of scaffolding. Controls measure, addressing strict to the weight limit and specified by the scaffolding manufacturer. Consider both stage and dynamic load when accessing the scaffolding capacity. The next point is the uneven surface. Hazards, set up scaffolding on uneven or unstable ground. Control measure, ensure a stability and level foundation using the base plate, modification and other appropriate means. Avoid place and scaffolding on surface, sink or shifting. Next point is insufficient fall protection. Hazards, failure to use, improper use of fall protection measure. Control measure, provide and enforce the use of personal fall protection system. Second is conduct regular training and fall protection protocol. Next point is weather condition. Hazards, addressing weather affect scaffolding stabilities. Control measure, avoid working scaffolding during high rains, high wind and slippery area and uneven weather condition. Use weather resistance material and cover when it needed. The next point is a lack of training. Hazards, uneven worker and unaware the safety procedure. Control measure, conduct regular safety meeting, conduct regular training and control measures awareness program. Next point is insufficient lighting. Hazards working in low light condition on scaffolding. Control measure: provide adequate lighting for scaffolding work area. Use of temporary lighting solution when necessary. These control measures are crucial for mitigating scaffold hazards. Employer, supervisor and worker should be aware of this risk. Collaborate to ensure the safe working environmental and regular inspection. Properly trained and safety protocol contribute to effectively hazard control in scaffolding work. With this, we will end our today's lecture here. Thank you for your patience and we will meet in our next lecture. Thank you.